Hello everybody, welcome back to what should be the last episode in Alaska. We have got one mission to complete, which is the Cargo Apocalypse Part 2 contract, which requires carrying 16 slots worth of cargo from the easiest location that I believe is here in Mountain River, and needs delivering into White Valley. It actually shouldn't take too long, really. He says, famous last words. If we don't have any mishaps, it shouldn't take too long. That's the last thing to do. All of the other tasks, contests and contracts are completed. 3 of the contests are bronze rather than gold, but I've decided that I'm going to leave those, at least for now. Somebody pointed out in comments that in Tamir you get 2 of the Tatooine scouts, and from what I've seen, that seems to be the truck to do some of these contests with. So because you get 2 of them, I'll probably end up selling one, but it might be that before I sell one, I might bring it here as a special expedition, retain it, deploy it here, and use it to get gold on the 3 that are currently bronze. Or I may decide not to bother. I really don't know at the moment. So we are coming into this factory location to pick up 4 units. 4 concrete slabs and 8 pallets of bricks. So 16 slots worth of cargo, and we've got 5 slots of capacity, which means that it's 3 trips plus 1 odd spare unit of cargo. And that probably means I will, on at least one of the trips, I will double up and try and take a spare pallet of bricks with me, just kind of gripped on top with the crane like I've done before. That's probably the way that I will do it. Let's drop that trailer. We're in the Paystar because it's our truck of choice for this type of activity. And we're going to load up in the first 2 trips. We'll do 2 loads of concrete slabs and 1 brick, and then the 3rd trip will be all bricks basically. Let me turn the engine off and double check that I know what I'm doing. So yeah, concrete slab, get them here, I need 4 of them. Bricks, get them here, I need 8 of them. So without further ado, we'll get loaded up. Concrete slab on the loading platform. Crane. Move the trailer over a little bit. That'll do. Doesn't need to be too precise. We'll put 1 of these in the trailer, 1 in the truck, and then 1 brick. 1 pallet of bricks. Sunrises we got here. And I'm really looking forward to going to Tamir, seeing a new map, new set of challenges, different types of missions. There's the exploration stuff that I've not had to do before, the seismology. Yeah. New truck, because we're probably going to buy as our first thing that we do in Tamir. Before leaving here, we'll go through the truck fleet that we've got and work out if there's anything to either sell or maybe even buy. If I decide that there's an American truck that I want to take with me, then we might buy that before we go. At the very least, I'll take the Taiga back to Russia and the Crocodile. They both came from there in the first place, and I'll take them. Been quite impressed with the Crocodile. It's fairly fuel efficient, fairly manoeuvrable. It's got those balloon tires on there, which should be good for that map, I hope. And then some trucks I know I'm going to sell. I know for a fact I'm going to sell the Royal BM17. Others I'm not so sure about. But if I'm not going to use them, I don't see the point in keeping them. But it depends on whether I'm low on cash. And then bricks for the last lot. Just had a comment that the Paystar needs to be fixed, which is true. Paystar is in a disgraceful state. Been a good truck. One thing, we'll have a look at the end of the episode in terms of mileage travelled, or distance travelled rather, because I've got mine set to metric. But I wish it would tell you the sort of relative miles of each vehicle, because I'm pretty sure that the Paystar has done significantly more miles than anything else for me in Alaska. Let's hook up. So I'm not going to take the spare or the extra pallet of bricks this trip because I want to see how the drive is. Because I've taken a little bit of a gamble with my planned approach to this, I think. But we'll see how it goes. I think this truck can cope with it. Let's get some fuel out of this because at the end of this there's no point me having fuel in here. 184 left. Bear that in mind for the next trip. So the route that I'm planning on taking isn't that far to travel really, but it is quite high risk, yeah, I suppose. Off cam I've moved a few things around. I've basically got all of the fuel out of Northport, and then the fuel that's left on this map is all in the maintenance trailer that I drove past on the way in, which is currently attached to the Crocodile. And at the moment the Crocodile and this Paystar are the only trucks that I've got that aren't in garages and ready to retain to move on to the next map. So if I need a rescue, there'll be a bit of humble pie as I pick a truck to take out of the garage and bring back up to help me recover if I should happen to tip this over or something. I'll try not to. And this is episode 30. So I think season 1 Michigan was 44 episodes. Right, let's get it up into auto. So yeah, this maintenance trailer ahead of me is about 3/4 full. Might as well get that back on a diff lock, given that it's wheel spinning on this icy road. Yeah, that maintenance trailer is about 3/4 full, I think. So when we're finished with this, we'll drag that down with the Crocodile. Although the Crocodile hasn't got ice chains on, so it is a little bit hairy. This fuel carrier on the left is empty. It's the one that was outside the resupply depot on this map. I brought it up before the episode in the dark. I brought it up and put whatever fuel was left in it into that maintenance trailer. So if this had been a further distance to travel, I might have thought about a second truck with another trailer and less trips. But the approach I'm going to try and take to this is the way that I use this truck, admittedly without a trailer, but I use this truck to go into the factory with go in empty and come out with concrete blocks to fix the tunnel from here into Northport. So this is that's a bit risky because I'm not. There's a safer route of driving all the way around the long road, but that sounds a bit boring. So I'm going to try this way. So I'm going to stick this into low high for some diff lock control and descent control. Got quite a lot of weight on this truck. I quite like this route across the river onto the other path. It's easier than doing the sharp right at the T-junction if I'd have stayed on the other side of the river. So far so good. Yeah, that turn, if I'd have stayed on the other side of the stream, that turn would have been a bit nasty with this truck and trailer. And then now we come into the dodgy bit where we're going down a fairly steep descent with some quite sharp turns. Now, the addition of the trailer adds a fair bit of risk, that's the main thing, because it could result in jackknife type situation. or pushing me over the edge of one of those rocks. Not too bad though. So far, so good. Alright, that's the worst of it. Let's not get complacent, but that should be the worst of the drive. I do enjoy this track. Very satisfying to drive. But I am probably in Tamir, well, probably when we leave here, going to put a fuel add-on on the back of it. And in Tamir, well, retain it full of fuel. One, two, three. So that's the 3 deliveries for this trip. Turn it round. Fuel it up. Ooh, don't bash the engine into that post, mister. Bit of an unfriendly little place to turn around with a trailer on, but no problem. So we're going to retrace our steps, get back out again, and then repeat that another 2 times. On the, that was okay, I think. So I think the next trip I'll bring the extra load of bricks, just to make sure that's going to be okay. It's not the end of the world if I have to do a 4th trip with just the truck, no trailer. But right, refuel her. See how much fuel is in this. Okay, quite a lot of fuel in here. Out we go. Back out the way we came in. But obviously empty will be easier. So yeah, this Paystar, I will retain it with the fuel add-on, which has been pointed out in comments, is a large fuel add-on. I think it's 50% bigger than any others, so that's quite useful. I also have Fleet Star add-on full of fuel from Michigan that's still full and retained in Michigan but not being used anywhere. And I've got the Cat, the big Cat 746, is it? 745? With the fuel add-on full and retained here. So if I do this one as well, because looking at the map runner site, it seems that in Tamir the cheapest fuel is $6 a litre, so it's twice as expensive as the cheapest fuel on this map. So even if I have to pay to fill up the add-on for this truck, I still think that's worth doing, so that I can avoid the risk of basically paying double for fuel over on that map. Yeah, let's not be silly. Alright, get this back into Mountain River and see you guys there. Great pit stop there. Took a chunk out of my suspension coming out and right at the start of the bit that I time lapsed. So more or less back in good order, provided I haven't got any wheels that are almost on the edge. We load up exactly the same. 2 lots of slabs, 1 lot of bricks. Plus another lot of bricks actually on top of the slab on the front of the truck. So this fuel bowser on the right is empty. I emptied that out as part of moving the dairy and its trailer down into the White Valley garage area. So that's empty. So I've been a bit more organised in Alaska with, as I get ready to leave a map, taking all of the useful stuff on that map with me. So I'm pretty sure Alaska is just smaller than the Michigan map anyway. But another part, I do think I've been a bit more thoughtful and planned to not do quite so many wasted backwards and forwards trips as I did in Michigan for some stuff. So that's another reason why it's less episodes. Which might sound counterintuitive. Here I am creating content and not stringing it out to get as many episodes as I can out of it. But I started this to learn how to make videos and how to edit videos and how to talk to my gameplay and so on. And I'm enjoying that, and I'm enjoying the feedback from people. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this as a gamer, and I want to make the sort of videos that I enjoy, and I don't personally enjoy videos with lots of repetition stuff. So prolonging the gameplay just for the sake of making more episodes and having more content to share isn't appealing to me. I find the sort of logistical challenge of organising my trips to be more efficient and make better use of time and fuel to be as much fun as the driving. So yeah, I do think I've done a better job in Alaska of being more efficient, apart from the fact that I've done the whole thing in a thirsty girl and consumed a lot more fuel than I should have done. Unlike the end of Michigan, I'm not really planning any special expeditions between Alaska and Tamir. I thought about going off to Amur and getting the active suspension for that as of 73-210, but that's a multi-episode expedition, and by the time you've got that active suspension, you would have picked up, for example, the Zix 605R, because you've more or less driven past it to get to the suspension add-on for the 73-210. So that's the only thing I'm slightly worried about, is that I won't have race suspension for that vehicle. The Taiga will stay in the garage until I've got its race suspension and engine upgrade, and then it'll get a bit of an airing, I think, but it'll probably be the Crocodile doing most of the exploring, I imagine. Not quite sure what to do about an actual Scout, because obviously I'm going to get the Tatooine. A little bit tempted to get a Lodestar because it's such a good little Scout. But then it's also interesting to maybe try and do the whole thing with Russian trucks, I don't know. Take whatever I can. 171 left. And now that it's dark, providing this is a uneventful drive back, I'll cut to the other end. Right, there we are. The last cargo loading job of Alaska. And the last job of Alaska once this is delivered. There's only 2 litres in there, might as well take them. And then get ourselves out of Mountain River for the last time. I'll miss the snow a bit, to be fair. But no idea if Tamir is bigger than Michigan, smaller than Alaska, somewhere in between. And then after that, I think Lake Covt is the next region, and that's back into snow. So let's get Tamir out of the way first. Light coming in. I might as well hook on this crocodile and take it in convoy, hadn't I? Let's just grab some fuel. And then we'll see about getting the crocodile on the back. And that's going to be us leaving Mountain River for the last time. In this season. Yeah, it's back on its wheels. No harm done. Ish. There's some damage to the crocodile there, but at least the trailer can fix it. If there's any repair points left on it. Right, I'm going to leave the crocodile here. I'll worry about picking it up, bringing it back, doing whatever with it afterwards. Let's just... I might want to put a bit of fuel from the pay star. Not all of it really, but... There we go. I want enough to get me to my fuel drop off. That'll do me. I think that'll do me. Let's get going. I want to be able to empty out all of the fuel that's at the delivery point. And then I'll sort out the crocodile after I've done this delivery. Run out of fuel. I took too much out. I thought I could make it. What an idiot. What an idiot. Ran out of fuel. I took too much out of it. Trying to be clever. Luckily, the crocodile is pretty close. So, I'll just fill it up. Fair bit in that trailer, it was nearly full. Might as well move it a bit. So I've got to be really careful here because I don't have chains on this Croc. So I'll leave that trailer there and I'll just run in with the crocodile, do some fuel, get that delivery done. But I'll have to come back and get this trailer. This thing, honestly, with these tyres on, this thing drives like a beach buggy. I do enjoy it. So a slight miscalculation on fuel, but not too big a mishap. I'll put half my fuel back in the pay star. I can work out where my mouse is. I'll just put a bit more in. And then the Croc can just take some out of its roof rack. No, don't leave the Croc totally empty. That would have been dumb. That'll be enough to get me back to the trailer. Change truck into the base star. Get this delivery done. Right. This is the final delivery for Alaska. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cargo Apocalypse Part 2 finished. Which means Alaska 100%. So Michigan 100%, Alaska 100%. That it's saying the whole game now 32%. I don't know what that. I don't know how much I trust that. I guess it depends on how they're counting up the remaining regions. But yeah, Alaska 100% complete, and we have $256,000 to our name. I do not need this trailer now, so I'm going to push it out the way for a minute. I have no reason to use it for anything. In fact, I might just leave it there. It doesn't do me any harm leaving it there. Because I can get around it. All I'm going to do is come back, slurp whatever fuel is in that trailer out. There's only 21 litres left. It's not going to break the bank, is it? And then drive this down to the garage. Right, I'll leave this here because by the time I get the maintenance trailer with the fuel that's in it down using these mud tyres down the road, I might be fed up of driving on the road. So bear with me. Let's just go back and get the trailer. So that's the scout fuel carrier empty. And we'll tow the crocodile down to the garage. And this is the last part of packing up, ready to leave Alaska. So all I'm going to do is put a fuel add-on on the Paystar, transfer the fuel out of this trailer, put both vehicles in the garage, retain them, and we're ready to go. Tamir, Russian Federation, here we come. The trailer can just live there for now. Been a good truck this. I know it's thirsty. It does definitely need a repair, doesn't it? Does it deserve a repair, all the work it's done? Yeah, 5,000 repaired. I know it's only going to be a fuel bunker, but even so, it's done a good job. If it's only a fuel bunker, I will take out the big engine. I'll probably put a balanced gearbox so I've got a spare off-road for another truck. There's no point taking anything else off it. It's just got a stock heavy winch. Yeah, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to buy an expanded fuel tank, which takes 2,800 litres. And I think this might be the only truck that can do this, because I don't think even the S02E30 can take this add-on. So this is quite an expense, but several people in comments have said it's worth it. So that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to leave the garage, run around to that trailer, refuel. So I haven't quite got enough. I need another 1,000 litres. I'm going to go and buy that real quick. The fuel station is just up around the corner. I'll be right back. Right, so there we are. That is the International Paystar 5600 TS is full of fuel and ready to go to Tamir, or ready to be retained, and then I won't deploy any of the fuel trucks until I know I need them. That's a general thing. I think I deployed stuff here that I wasted a little bit of money. For instance, I put chain tires on the Fleet Star and I never even brought it to Alaska. It's still in Michigan, retained but still in Michigan. And the White Western Star, I didn't need to bring it here. I paid to deploy it here. I put chain tires on it. I used it a little bit for as a crane, log loading crane truck, but I didn't need to. So right now, all of my trucks, everything's finished. Alaska's done. And then I have 13 trucks. And apart from the Paystar, they're all retained either in White Valley, Northport, or 3 of them are still in Smithfield Dam. And I'll go through what I want to do with all of these, because there's some of them that I'll keep. I'll probably keep the twin steer just because it's unique. I'll definitely keep the Tega. I'll probably keep the Derry because I've quite enjoyed driving that. But I don't know that there's any point keeping the Chevy pickup truck, for example, or the Hummer pickup truck, for example. Those 2 Scouts are probably going to be superseded. I'm definitely selling this Royal BM. The ANK, I like the idea of probably trading it in on the civilian version and get the civilian version of the ANK. I know it's got a different loadout, but it's been pointed out that it's quite a good high saddle maneuverable off-road truck. Yeah, and then the Fleet Star, the Caterpillar, and now the Paystar are all basically fuel bunkers. So I will move this into the garage, retain it, and then at the start of the next episode we will be in Taymyr, Russian Federation, and ready to start a new set of challenges. And that will be season 3. So this is the end of season 2. And I like doing that. It just makes sense to me. One thing I was going to just go through real quick. So Michigan, by the time we finished Michigan, distance travelled was 760,000. I assume that's meters, so 760 kilometers. And we got 370k money for that. For all of the missions that we earned money for. Alaska has been 487 kilometers, so what, about 2/3 ish, and then 317,000 received, so not as much, but 100% complete, done. Taymyr, looking forward to it. 24 upgrades, 16 watchtowers. It's 4 maps. Drowned we've already been to Drowned because we went and recovered the Tega from there on a previous special expedition. But yeah, Drowned, you got to do some tasks, I think, to unlock Quarry, and then into Zimnegorsk and the Rift. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. In the meantime, I'm going to wrap the episode here. I will get this edited and uploaded. I think this will be Friday upload, episode 30. So therefore Saturday will be episode 1 of season 3. And I hope you're looking forward to it as much as I am. In the meantime, thank you very much and goodbye.